asina kan Saint Padre Pio Parish and Diocesan Shrine, Rawis, Legazpi City.
Have a bright future and see the world for free. Enroll at Mariners Polytechnic College's Foundation, the premier maritime institution in the Bicol region, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and manned by highly qualified personnel to ensure your global quality education and training. Mariners Polytechnic College's Foundation, Rawis, Legazpi City. For more information, see the registrar or call telephone numbers 482-0997 or log on to www.mariners.edu.ph.
Oras sa sina katotohanan, to hope is not a vague feeling of wishful thinking but a firm belief in God's promises which bring light to every darkness. Yan po ang katotohanan.
Veritas News Alert.
Maray na agaw, yan na po ang pang alas 9 pagbabarata sa liwat na nabuhay ang issue katagod naman sa confidential fund kan Office of the Vice President matapos magluwas ang bagong testimonya sa impeachment proceeding sa Kamara. Sigon ay kay Ramila Madriaga ang bistong bagman ni Vice President Sara Duterte na ipanaw sinaubos ang 125 million pesos na confidential fund sa loob sana ni na 24 oras way sa naindot na report na 11 dias. Sa sayang supplemental affidavit, sinabi ni Madriaga na nakareceive siya asina mga security aids ni na mga bag ni na kwarta hali sa sarong opisyal kan Office of the Vice President sina sinugo ang paggatod kini sa manlain-lain na lokasyon kan December 20 kasabay sa mga sinamit na desisyon o destinasyon ang San Pablo, Laguna. Sarong lugar sa Quezon City asin ang Office of the Ombudsman may mga security aids man subot na nag-receive ning kantidad na sarong milyon pesos bilang parte naman kan transaksyon. Binasa ang testimonya sa pagdangog kan impeachment proceedings mantang daing nagatindir si Vice President Sara Duterte sa nasambit ng pagdangog. Yan po ang pang alas 9 pagbabareta. Ako po si Jam Mendoza, Marina Aga.
Veritas News Alert. Ini ang Veritas Legaspi, Radyo Asing TV, Katiwala sa katotohanan.
Notice: the views and opinions expressed in the program are those of the program sponsors and do not necessarily reflect the views and policies of Radyo Veritas Legaspi. Radyo Veritas Legaspi assumes no liability for the content of this program.
Bagong Legaspi.
Mapapasaindo na ang programang Bagong Legaspi. Programang mataunin mararahay na impormasyon, edukasyon asin aksyon. Uyaan sa indong makakaiba.
Bagong Legaspi.
Diyos maray na pagkaaga sa inyong mga tugang. Welcome po digdi sa saro na naman na episode kan programang Bagong Legaspi. Sa pangaran po kan lokal na gobyerno kan syudad kan Legazpi sa panganutman ni Mayor Hisham Ismail. Asina kan sangguniang panglungsod kan Legazpi sa pangaranman ni Vice Mayor Luis Gutierrez Paramentres. Kitanguna po ang magsarabayan ngunya na pagkaaga di sa saro na naman na episode kan programa. Laumi po na nasa maraya kamong kamugtakan sa mga oras pong ini asin siringman sa mga nakaantabay na sa tuya ngunya na pagkaaga sa telebisyon, radyo asin internet. Salamat po sa padagos na pagantabay digdi po sa programa. Live na live po kaming masasabayan mga tugang sa telebisyon sa paagi naman kan DCTV Cable Network. Sa Channel 2 po yan mga tugang and siringman mga katiwala. Live man po kaming masasabayan nindo sa paagi naman kan 1008 kHz sa indo pong mga radyo sa AM banda. And siringman mga tugang sa nakaantabay man sa tuya sa Facebook page kan Radyo Veritas Legaspi. Salamat po sa padagos na pag-aantabay mga tugang and i-like and share ang samuya pong programa para mas dakol ang maabot kan programa ini bako lang digdi po sa lado lokal maging sa luwas kan nasyon mga tugang na nakatutok man asin na nakantabay sa mga update niya to digdi man po mga katiwala sa Legazpi City. Sa lado teknikal, katiwalang Makiboy. Mga tugang ako po sa inyong lingkod, Jam M. Punanta na po sa tuyang pag-oradistorya. Siyempre, inutuntanaan mga magagayon pong barata. Development kan sa tuya pong syudad. Sa pagi naman po kan mga programa asin aktibidad na pinagpapautob kan lokal na gobyerno. Habang pinaghalata mga tugang sa tuya pong makakasabay ngunya na pagkaaga si Sir Marion katakod naman kan formal na pagbubukas kan Mayor's Cup ngunyan pong aldaw at yan po yan na alauna ni na pagkahapon na gigibuhon dyan man po sa ICR. Okay? Para maaraman naman na mga detalyas kayan na aktibidad na kung saan involved sa tuya po na mga barangay digdiman po sa syudad. Okay? So nailing taman kung papaano nagpreparar sa tuya pong mga barangay siringman sa tuya mga opisyal and of course local government unit mga tugang kan Legazpi. So yan po pinaglalata lang ngunyan pong aldaw mga katiwala makakasabay taman ngunyan digdi sa programa. So, pwede po ka mong mag-comment asin magpaabot ng na mensahe duman po sa tuyang Facebook live para po ma-acknowledge mi kamo and masimbagan man po kan sa tuyang mga bisita sa indo po tabi na mga kahaputan. Okay? And siningman sa iba pang mga istorya, magatugang na sa tuya man pong papasadahan na digdi po sa programa. So, atyan mga tugang sa samuya pong pagbuelta. Ini po ang samuya nang ipapaabot kung ano po ang development. Lalong-lalo na dyan po mga tugang sa sabi nga ni bumper to bumper na traffic pag abot ka na rush hour. Okay? So, dakulaon na bagay mga tugang ang porsyon na idodonar na daga. Diyan po mga tugang sa may intersection sa Washington Drive, particular. Diyan po mga tugang sa may UST Hospital and sakop po tabi mga tugang sa ibong natinampo ang mismo na daga ni Dr. Lita Ago. Okay? So, paano yan na pag-urulayan, mga katiwala, and paano minabot sa negosasyon ang siring kay nitabi mga tugang na development na lalong-lalo na sa mga motorista niya to digdiman na sa syudad kan Legazpi na nagagamit kan alternate road dyan po mga tugang sa may Washington sa porsyon intersection dyan sa may UST Hospital. Okay, bumper to bumper dyan, and dyan nagkakaigwa mga tugang grabe po na pagkagubot kan traffic, lalong-lalo na pag-rush hour. So yan po, pag-urulayan ta, asin iba pa pong mga programa, aktibidad, makalis lang po kan sa muyang pagirumdom.
Heavenly flavors, amazing ambience, only at Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Enjoy your favorite pizza in different heavenly flavors. Plus, there are other special dishes, pasta, chicken, and a whole lot more. Angel's Pizza, located at the ground floor, El Palacio Building, Albay District, Legazpi City. Call or text 0936-925-4955 and 0963-410-5248.
Fujidenzo believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fujidenzo? Just like families and companies trusting Fujidenzo, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD inverter appliances. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fujidenzo. Quality above all. Fujidenzo, quality above all.
A stable and tested rural bank, leading and continually growing.
Kamalig Bank, rural banking with confidence. This is Kamalig Bank.
The bank that truly works for you. Kamalig Bank, rural banking with confidence.
Kamalig Bank Tabaco City office is now in front of Tabaco City Fire Station, Barangay Pawa, Tabaco City. Let's redefine banking.
Brand new appliances ba ang hinahanap mo? 3 letters lang ang lagi mong tatandaan. RRS.
RRS Marketing.
Sa RRS Marketing, we offer appliances from washing machines, TVs, aircons, refrigerators, at marami pang iba. Ranging from the biggest brand names like Sharp, TCL, Haier, EZY, Skyworth, Panasonic, Carrier, Fujidenzo, Whirlpool, Hisense, Marks of Canada, Technic, Technogas, Condura, Calvinator, American Home, and Astron. Nag-offer din kami ng big discounts on straight cash payments. At kulang ka ba sa budget? Don't you worry. We offer credit card installments at in-house financing sa RRS Marketing. We also offer free delivery service within the 6-kilometer radius of Legazpi City and Daraga. At nag-offer din kami ng delivery charge na sobrang affordable para sa budget mo. Visit RRS Marketing at Quezon Avenue, Legazpi City, kaharap lang ng Ayala Malls, Legazpi. You can call or text us at 0917-876-0041 or email us at rrs_Legazpi@yahoo.com. Appliances pa kamo? Yes na yes sa RRS!
Maghiling, magdangog, aramon, asin tutukan, ang mga importanteng pagtukar, kan mga ordinansa, asin resolusyon, sa regular na sesyon, kan sanggunian panlalawigan, digdi sa probinsya kan Albay. Veritas on Session. Veritas on Session. Veritas on Session. Alas 2:30 nin hapon, kada Lunes. Veritas on Session. Sanggunian panlalawigan, probinsya kan Albay. Veritas on Session. Veritas On Center. Digdisa na sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi, 1008 kHz. Veritas TV, DCTV Cable Network. As in Facebook Live, kan Radyo Veritas Legazpi.
Bagong Legazpi.
Sige, baltada na kita mga tugang alas 9:17 po ni na pagkaaga. So, dit lang na background po kung nyata po mga tugang ini an narealisar ini po mga katiwala na donasyon akan daga na mapahiwas o ma-expand mga tugang kan lugar o tinampo. Diyan po mga tugang sa intersection area, diyan po sa may parte kan UST Hospital. Na concern po kan sarong aldaw sa ginibo po nga pag-orolay mga tugang kan representante kan University of Santo Tomas Legazpi Hospital, maging kan Ago Realty and Development Corporation. Nagkaigwa po ni na pag-orolay ini between the local government unit kan Legazpi sa panganganot man po ni Mayor Hisham Ismail na ang haloy ng talagang problema ma-decongest ini po dyan mga tugang sa lugar na yan. Busy road na po yan mga tugang everyday. Kada bes nagkakaigwa po ni rush hour dyan po mga tugang sa lugar. So suhali mga tugang sa airport and suhali man po mga tugang sa may parting Bagong Bayan, Washington, na malaog parehas digdi po mga tugang sa UST Hospital or madiretso dyan po sa Albay District and pasiring man dyan po mga tugang sa Cruzada. So dyan po mga tugang nagkakaigwa po ni pagbagal kan nabulos kan trapiko sumalaog pa digdi po mga tugang sa may alternate road going to UST Hospital. So haluyo naman agad na ano yan, pinagiling, pinag-adalan kung papaanohon yan. Mga katiwala, dekada na ba? Dahil pa man. So, nagkapira ng taon. Yan po mga katiwala ang pinaghanapan nila solusyon. And ngunyan, digdi po mga katiwala, ano ngunyan? 2026. Sabi nga ni mga tugang salamat, na realisar na po ang asambit ng development o expansion kan lugar sa paagi naman kan pagdodonar mga tugang kan Ago Realty and Development Corporation kan parte kan daga para po magkaigwa nin expansion an tinampo dyan sa may Washington Drive, particular po sa intersection dyan po sa UST Hospital going to alternate road. So dakulang bagay po ini mga tugang na donasyon na ni Dr. Lita Ago. So nailing maganindong parting daga dyan po mga tugang sa right side kung going to alternate road ali kamong Legazpi o digdi ko maaging mga tugang. So bakante baga kung mapa-airport ka mo diyan ka maagi sa UST Hospital. So mailing ni bakante baga medyo maawot-awot na parte. So ito po mga tugang portion kan lugar na ito na concern na ang plano mga tugang pag nagkaayos na, so magiging 3 lanes na mga tugang inipong lugar. So maiwas talaga mga katiwala. And may na araman kita sa pagapot-hapot niya to na ining donasyon na daga mga katiwala aramtaman sana sentro bagayan per square meter dyan, aboton pira. Takulaon. Sa estimate po mga katiwala, nasa 20 million mga tugang ang worth kan daga na idodonar dyan po mga tugang sa LG Legazpi. And which is mga tugang under the leadership with Mayor Hisham Ismail na dakula po ang naging pasasalamat niya for how many years mga katiwala na realisar po ini sa saya pong administrasyon. So mga tugang, sa tuya pong ipapaabot na nasambit ng pagpapasalamat asin plano kan LGU oras maplansya na gabos para po mga tugang sa donasyon na ini. Uya po ang naging pahayag ni Mayor Hisham Ismail.
Okay. So maraming hapon po sa kuyang mga padabang Legaspeños. Good news po, minanal daw. Nakiulay po kita sa Legazpi City UST Hospital and kay Doktora Ago Tabe. And napag-urulayan din po na sa Inda, hali mismo madunar po sa Inda Kidaga sa siyudad kang Legazpi Tabe para pakinabangan ta digdi sa Washington Road going to the alternate road Tabe na nailing taman Tabe na congested po digdi, nagkakaigwaki traffic digdi sa bandang ini sa Indang pagdunar Tabe, nakulaon pong katabangan yan and saro po yan sa solusyon para sa mawara na pagkosa ki traffic po digdi sa areang ini. So kung iliyon ta po, ini pong sharp corner Tabe kang UST Hospital, babawasan na po yan, haliyon po yan gabos na poste kang Telcos and syempre kang Aleco. And dating corner magiging curve na po yan. So hahaliyon ta po, so nakaangat na sidewalk and ipa-flatten ta para maging two-way na po yan. And kung hali ka po sa Washington Road, as in mapasiring sa alternate road, pwede ka na po mag-smooth na pag-right Tabi. Dahil ka na maharang o dahil ka na po maalat para maka-right ka. At the same time po, digdi po sa left side Tabi. Kung mailing po nindo, yan po pag sa diri po ni Doktora Ago, as in kang sa iyang pamilya. And kung nailing po nindo yan, that's a two-way road. Kung yan Tabi, dahil sa indang donasyon, kita po nagpasalamat, magiging three-way road na po siya. Bako lang po three-way road, kundi ito pong sharp corner. Dahil na po siya magiging corner, magiging curve naman po siya. Gusto mo yan po, kung hali kang alternate road, paluwas ki Washington Road, smoothly Tabi. Pwede ka na mag-go right Tabi. So that's a very good progress digdi po sa Washington Road. Dahil lailing naman po na talagang ini saro sa mga bottleneck, as in ini po kukosa ki traffic duman pa sa may bandang Airport Road and even dyan po sa Old Albay, digdi po nagpupuo ng traffic. Kaya asahan po nindo sa padagos ng pagtrabangan, as in pakikiulay sa mga private owners Tabi, magkakaigwa po ki mas maray na progreso, as in mas maliwanag, as in mga konkretong solusyon sa traffic digdi sa tuyang padabang syudad. Sa madaling panahon, once ma-process ta po ang gabos na pang-ipong papeles, pupunan ta po tulos na mapakaray ining kalsadang ini. Sa Giraray, on the left side, so dating two-way, magiging three-way na po. And sa corner, magiging curve road na po. At the same time po, digdi, sa UST Hospital, so dating corner road na one-way, magiging two-way road na po siya. And at the same time, sa corner road, magiging curve naman po. Salamat and maray na hapon po Giraray sa kuya mga padabang Legaspeños. And don't forget to smile always Tabi.
Alright. Salamat Maki Boy. So iyan, mga tugang an development kayan, mga tugang na area yan, dyan po sa Washington Drive, Legazpi City. So magayon po kasi ini po nga mga yan, sa tuya po nga mga negosyante, sa tuya po nga mga private citizen and concerned citizen, nagkakaigwa po ng ispersos para po tabi mga tugang sa Magayon na obeto na matawanan po sa tuyang mga motorista and ang Legazpi mga tugang nina Magayon na solusyon lalong-lalo na aramta sa day po ang Legazpi mga katiwala ngunyan dahil sa nagdadakol ang volume kana mga behikulo lalo na po pag mga peak hours. So sabi nga ni Mayor, bottleneck talaga ang labanan. Diyan po mga tugang sa alternate road na yan sa corner, intersection ka na UST Hospital and Washington, mga katiwala, and alternate road. So ngunyan matatawa na po ni na solusyon sa wakas para sa kaginahuan kan mga motorista na nagagamit po kan lugar na yan. So ngunyan pinagagigiban na po ninda, fast track na ninda nagabos na mga requisitos, gabos na mga requirement sa donation kandaga na yan ni Dr. Lita Ago para po mga tugang sa LGU Legazpi sa pagkakaigwa na extension kana lugar para po sa three-way. Yan, three-way na po mag-inibong. So digdi sa hospital, maali po sina mga telcos so curve na pasiring dyan. So dadakulaan po ito sa three-way, gigibo ng three-way mga katiwala, and duman sa ibong gigibo naman po na three-way para mas madali and mas dakula ang tinampo dyan po sa lugar. Okay? So alas 9:30 na ni na pagkaaga. Mabultada po ang programa, makalis lang ganun.
Denso Appliances offers a wide selection of freezers, chillers, and refrigerators for reliable food storage solutions, kitchen appliances for a sophisticated upgrade, washers and dryers for clean and fresh clothes, and inverter air conditioners for cooling and energy-saving benefits. Build your dreams and upgrade the quality of your life with Fujidenzo. Quality above all. Upgrade your home. Upgrade your business with Fujidenzo. Quality above all.
For your offset, digital printing, and publishing needs, come visit Via Maria Press and Publishing. Via Maria Press and Publishing, one of the outlets of the Diocesan Multimedia Services Incorporated of the Diocese of Legazpi. Services offered: publishing services, book designing, page layouting, manuscript editing, ISBN and copyright application, promotion, and distribution. Also offers offset and digital printing of books, magazines, newspaper, official receipts, brochures, pamphlets, calling cards, tarpaulin printing, book binding, photocopying, advertising, souvenirs, and other merchandise. Via Maria Press and Publishing, located at Old St. Jude Catholic School Compound, Seoul Subdivision, Bitano, Legazpi City. Like their official Facebook fan page, Via Maria Press. Via Maria Press and Publishing. That in all prints. God may be magnified.
Bagong Legazpi.
Programa na matukar asin mapaliwanag kan marahay na paggogobyerno.
Bagong Legazpi.
Mapresentar kan manlain-lain ng mga programa, plano asin akomplishimento kan gobyerno lokal.
Bagong Legazpi.
Masimbag kan mga kahapotan, kakaabitan, asin pangangaipo kan publiko.
Bagong Legazpi.
Abangan kada aldaw nin Sabado, alas 9 hasta alas 10:30 kan aga digdi sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi asin Veritas TV.
Bagong Legazpi. Bagong Legazpi.
Alright, mga tugang baltada na kita digdi po sa programa. So mga katiwala na pag-urulayan na po yan kasi saruman talaga na kaipuan ma-address na nasambit ng haloy ng problema na ngunyan po nailingan ta na po ni na magkakanigo pong attention na solusyon na aksyon mga tugang para ma-decongest na po ang mga bihikulo dyan po mga tugang sa lugar na yan. So saro po yan sa tinawan po, tinutukan para po mga tugang makataon ni na ginhawa po sa satuya. So whether we like it or not, nagpaparadakol an satuya po nga mga bihikulo digdi po mga tugang sa siyudad kan Legazpi. And sa dit nga ni, saya kayto dit pa sana pagunata okay, manageable. Pero nagaloy sa hasta sangunyan mga tugang nagdadakula man po ang ekonomiya, mas nagdakul ang mga darakulang negosyo na naglalaog man digdi po sa satuya para po mga katiwala i-cater ang pangangaipo niya to. Imagine mo, dakulaon po nga mga malls nyaw digdi po sa satuya para po mga tugang makater sana digdi po sa Legazpi, and kasabay na po mga tugang ang iba pang lugar mga katiwala digdi sa Albay and outside of the province. Kasi nagiging sentro na baga tabi ning komersyo ang sa tuyang lugar, kaya kay puan talaga po decongest na po and maanapan na ni na mga alternate road ang mga ini tangani po mga tugang matawan po ni na convenient ang sa tuya pong mga motorista para po sa sainda. So saro po yan na welcome development digdi po sa syudad mga tugang an matawan po ni na pagpapahiwas ni na tinampo sa paagi naman po kan mga donasyon na daga kan sa tuya po nga mga namumutan na mga Legazpeño, concerned citizen and mga katiwala sa ngunyan nyaon po ang dakulang tabang kan o yan ang concerned citizen na si Dr. Lita Ago and the UST Hospital sa lugar ninda dyan mga tugang para po matapyasan pa dyan po mga tugang sa corner na magiging three-way. So magayonon. So, kaya kung halimbawa man po ang lugar nindo kaypuan po kan sa tuyang gobyerno, so pwede po maging open lang po kita sa mga posible pong partnership para pagabot kan oras, pagabot kan panahon ini po nga mga lugar niya to, mga tugang masasabi niya to na dakulang importansya na pwedeng maganar niya to digdi po tabi mga tugang sa pagpapaabot ni na mga magagayo na programa kan lokal na gobyerno kan Legazpi na iyo po ang pagdonar kan daga dyan po mga tugang sa alternate road sa LG Legazpi sa panganat man po ni Dr. Lita Ago. Okay? Alas 9:36 tabi mga tugang sa satuyang pagbalta. Ayos ang talangin ita, nyao na po ang satuyang mga nagpupugian na mga bisita, mga tugang from LGU, mga tiwala makakasabay tango niya na pagkaaga digdi po sa programang Bagong Legazpi. Mga tugang at yan sa satuyang pagbalta, makakasabay ta ang commissioner kan Mayor's Cup 2026 Consi Attorney Amorex and an sports coordinator and chief of staff kan Office of the Mayor na si Sir Marion Go. Mga tugang live makakasabay ta sa satuyang pagbabalik ka.
na sa kinaban kan siyensya, teknolohiya, asin kultura, etc. etc. Aramon ang mga bagay asin mga pangyayari na day mo paaram asin dapat maaraman, etc. etc. Kaibanan ang satuyang profesor, amigo, siyentipiko asin inventor, si Luis Sevilla, etc. etc. Programa nin kaaraman na mapapakinabangan kan kaisipan, etc. etc. Kada Domingo, digdi sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi. Katiwala mo sa katotohanan.
Pahalagahan ang inyong kalusugan. Makinig sa Kasangga at Kalusugan.
Hatid sa inyo ng Mar Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix.
Matuto ng mga paraan para mapangalagaan ang inyong kalusugan. Plus, alamin ang benefits ng kape at iba pa. Kasangga at Kalusugan. Alternative Health Program. Hosted by Mar Camonias. Alas 4:30 hanggang alas 5 ng umaga. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Dito lamang sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi at Veritas TV, DCTV Channel 8, Kasangga at Kalusugan Alternative Health Program.
Hatid sa inyo ng Mar Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix. Distributed by Mar Marketing.
Iniimbitaran ang gabos kada Lunes alas 11 nin aga sa Good alas 12 nin udto para sa programang Kita ang Simbag. Kita ang Simbag. Hatod sa tuya kan Simbag Microfinance. Ini ang programang mataoning kasimbagan sa satuyang mga kapotan manungod sa microfinance, microinsurance, asin iba pa. Abangan mga katiwala. Kita ang Simbag.
Bagong Legazpi.
Mga katiwala, mga tugang baltada na kita digdi po sa programang Bagong Legazpi. So ngunyan na pagkaaga, live niya itong makakasabay digdi sa studio, mga tugang ang mismong commissioner kan Mayor's Cup 2026, mga tugang warang iba, attorney o Consi, attorney Amorex Ranyesas. Attorney, good morning po. Live kita sa Veritas TV, Radyo Veritas Legazpi, and sa FB page kan Radyo Veritas.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Jam, for inviting me. Digdi po sa imong programa. As in, maray na aga po sa gabus na paradangog kan programa ni Sir Jam.
Apa. So, Attorney Amorex, enat, syempre, gusto mo man po maaraman kung paano na-develop nito ining programa na Mayor's Cup and ano po sa mga agihan nito. And kunya, naramdaman sana na kadakol kita piga-agihan. So, paano po nindo ini na bilog po o concept na ining pag-purso manggiraray ka na programa po, activity?
Yes, Sir Jam. Bako man po, it is of public knowledge to everyone na ang satuya pong alkalde, saro man na sports enthusiast. Ang satuya pong alkalde, mahilig mag-basketball, mahilig mag-volleyball, mag-soccer, and igwa pa po siyang ibang sports na bigi-intrahan. So, this program was relayed to me by our good mayor last year, mga bandang October po. Ining-inga na kita kan satuyang alkalde na magpreparar na para sa inot na Mayor Isham Cup Basketball and Volleyball Tournament. So tulos-tulos, when I was given the order of Mayor Isham to organize this Mayor's Cup, so binilog ko po ang sakuyang komitiba, and then pinaghurulayan mi na po kung ano ang dapat gibuhon. We made a comparison duman po sa mga nakaaging Mayor's Cup, Sir Jam, and we inanap mi po kung ano ang naging diferensya, kung ano ang medyo dapat na room na dapat i-improve. So we made it a point na ayuson ang gabos na small glitches, ang diit na concerns, kasi aram taman na the past Mayor's Cup na talagang May mga kareribukan, nakulo na nagpo-protesta. So, we really made it a point na maayos po inigabos. And then, I form a committee na talagang transparent o honesto, may integridad, na talagang masunod sa rules and regulations na ginibumi po. And at the same time, all these rules and regulations po were laid down during the orientation na sa muyang inimbitaran ang gabus na SKs sa tuyang syudad kay iba ang mga punong barangays as well as the coaches and trainers of every barangay. So, diniscuss mi po duman gabus na rules and regulations, gabus na documentary requirements that kaipuhan po isubmit kan gabus na barangay teams. It was an open forum. I asked for the recommendation, suggestion, amendments of these rules and regulations if they want to. And then after that orientation po, nag-come up po kami sa sarong magayuno na rules and regulations, and then that was the rules and regulations na isinumiti mi po sa gabus na barangays para iyo po ang sundon kan gabus na teams na gusto mag-intradigdi. Kaya nga ni, I am confident enough because inagita po ini sa tama ang proseso. And tinawanta pong oportunidad ang mga SK and PBs na madangog ang sa indang suhestyon as in recommendations kung ano sa iling ninda ang maray and ano sa iling ninda ang dapat nagibuhon para magkaigwa kitang sarong malinig, sarong matibay, sarong magayon na Mayor's Cup.
Apa. Okay, Attorney, siyempre, kadakol man po ang naghapot sa Satuya digdi sa Mayor's Cup. So, ano ba ang kaibahan ng ngunyan kang Mayor's Cup 2026 pa?
Alright, so ang kaibahan po kay ni is pina-participate ta po. Kinuata po ang mga ideas, kinuata po ang mga suggestions kan barangay SK councils and barangay PB, the punong barangay and the punong barangay councils of each barangay, diba? Tinawata sindang chance mag-rekomendar, mag-suggest, magdangog, magtaram in order for us to formulate a very good and ideal rules and regulations kaining Mayor's Cup na ini. And also Sir Jam, aram po ining paglaog ka ining krisis na ini talagang naiba po ining Mayor's Cup kasi before kita naka-experience ka ining gas oil crisis, planchado na ko ta ang Mayor's Cup, but we have to modify it now kasi kaipuhan ta mag-adapt sa crisis na igwa kitang pig-experience siya, diba? Kasi if we remember, most if not all of the municipalities and some city organizers kan Mayor's Cup nagkaranselar po sila.
Yes po.
Pero ang sa tuyang syudad, nag-convene kami kay iba ang mayor, kay iba ang gabus na organizers, kay iba ang private sectors because we were challenged by this oil crisis. Alright? Sabi nga ni, bakit kay puhan ta pa mag-spend kay government funds sa araw kaning programa kung kay puhan ta po i-address ang issue, ang crisis na sa tuyang pagkakaharap ngunyan. Alright? But the mayor decided to push through with this Mayor's Cup. It is because of the help. Siguro ang pinagkaiba po ngunyan kan Mayor's Cup na ini, sinulong po kan private sectors.
Okay.
Sinulong po kan some businessmen. Sinulong po kan mga pribadong tao na matuloy ining Mayor's Cup na ini because they donated their resources para matuloy po ini.
Okay.
Alright?
So, pigsasabi po, Attorney, digdi po sa mga pahayag mo na bako man talagang kagustuhan na maituloy ni kundi dahol na po ang nagpapaabot sa inyo ni ni mga suggestions and mga recommendations na idagos magiraray nasabit ng activity po.
Yes, Sir Jam. Kasi sa totoo lang
so,
talaga.
Parang ang naging decision po ninyo, Attorney, sa LGU kan Legazpi, consensus po from the sectors na nag-consult man kamo. Bako lang talaga kamo ang nag-decide.
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po. It was a decision na talagang pinag-isipan, pinag-adalan, as in we gather all the help, all the informations, we solicit actually. Kasi talagang number one, kaya kan City Fund magpadalagan ka ini considering the crisis that we are facing right now. But with all the help, sabi ko nga ni Sir Jam, ginirabo ako kang kaurong ko ini mga business sectors.
Okay.
Diba? Di ko masaro-saro ang gabus na nagtabang pero nakulaon po ang suporta kan Willie and Sons, kan Fuji Densu, kan TCL, kan Colin, ni Davis. Grabe, ni Boysen. Dakulon na nagtarabang po because hindi po mismo nag-push sa tuya.
Okay.
Nag-push kay Mayor, sa Kuya as the Commissioner na we have to push through with this program kasi number one, ang consensus kasi kan grupo is we are facing an oil crisis.
Yeah.
We are facing this crisis. But canceling this program is not the solution. Diba? Mas lalong mababa ang moral kan mga kaakian. Mas lalong mababa ang moral kan mga ligas penyos kung ika-canceler ta ining sarong aktibidades na aluyo na ninda, patapos na ang klase, iyon naman ini ang nasa isip kan mga kabataan ko niyan. Ang maabot na pakawat ni Mayor's Cup, ang maabot na pakawat kan sa indang mga respective barangays. So we believe, the mayor believe na i-approach ta ini by finding solutions and canceling this event is not one of the solutions na samuyang iniling, though we consider. Diba? We consider na canceling it, pero again, we have to find solutions to address each issues and problems that we are facing. I think that's the best way to do. So again, with the help of all these private sectors, with the help of these donors, grabe ang sponsor. Si Own Style na talagang siya ang nag-manufacture, nagtahi kaining mga uniforms na ipapagagamiton kan mga players. Although binabaan niya na sa iyang presyo, but the quality remain. Kaya salamat kay Own Style. Grabing tabang digdi sa Mayor's Cup na ini.
Ano mo, nailing ko lang tabi digdi konsi kasi swak ini sa imo bilang sarong commissioner kasi mas madali ini para sa imo kasi ika ang ABC mo niya digdi sa syudad kan Legazpi and madali mong nakaulay ini nga mga barangay na talagang very willing man na mag-taon ninda suporta digdi sa programang initabi konsi.
Tama Sir Jam. Kasi aram mo every assembly na nagkakaigwa kami starting last quarter of last year, mga bandang November, inopen ko na po ini sa Liga Assembly May.
Angat mo lang para magtaas ka. Yeah. Okay.
Inopen ko po ini sa Liga Assembly. I talked with all the punong barangays. Talagang I solicited all their advice.
Yun.
Kaipuhan talang po talaga magdangog sa mga tataramon, sa mga suggestion na recommendations kan sa tuyang pag-iriba, lalong-lalo na kan mga barangay captains and their council, most especially po ang SK. Kasi talagang grabe ang tinaong effort and sacrifices kaining 70 SKs kan sa tuyang barangay. Talaga nailing mini mayor hanggang sa muse, hanggang sa pag-practice kan sa indang mga respective muse, yaon po ining mga SK na ini para ipahiling ang suporta, ang tabang sa Mayor's Cup.
Apa. Kasi nailing may mga tabi konsi kung anong klaseng effort ang itinaw dito nindo sa programang ini. And di ba uminabot sa time o na nagduwa-duwa din ka mo, ano ba, itutuloy ba natin ito? O atras na mo na. Pero na-mention mo kasi bago, with the help of these sponsors, talaga ini nag-push sa inyo na, uy, diretso tayo. And yun ang nagsasabi sa inyo na, sige, Mayor, sa likod mo kami, support kami.
Tama, Sir Jam. Kaya iling mi suppose kan ibang munisipyo na nag-cancel.
Yes po.
We were alarmed by that. All right? So after that, nag-convene ulit kami, kinauron ko ang gabus na SKs, ang gabus na PBs. Okay? So sabi ko nga ni, aram mo ang kagayunan sa liderato ni Mayor Isham. Si Mayor, ang pigtataram lang sa muya, find the solution first before you cancel this activity.
Okay.
Kasi and please consider the moral of the youth. Diba? Kasi sa totoo lang, grabe ang sakripisyo niya kan mga kaakian. Because of this crisis, apektadong maray ang youth, di ba?
Yeah.
Mailing taman kasi kay puan magtipid kan sa indang mga magurang, pati ang mga balon ninda apektado. Diba? Because these are the solutions, digdi sa crisis na sa tuyang pigaharap. And then canceling this event will really lower down the moral of our youth, di ba? Aram ta po ang Legazpi, talagang drug cleared city. Saro sa mga number 1 na dai nalalaog kaning drogang ini these illegal activities, and the mayor believe na kay puan maging busy ang mga youth, ang mga kabataan para maiiwas ta sinda na mag-join or mamulat sa mga illegal activities na ini. Right? So salamat sa liderato ni Mayor, push through kasi ang satuyang alkalde talagang yaon ang suporta, and at the same time nabibigla ako, Sir Jam, sa totoo lang, sa suporta na pigtataog kan mga private sectors sa gabus na programa ni Mayor Isham. Sabi nga ni kan iba, maski day na maggastos ang city fund, kung talagang day pwede, para day makuha or makasuhan ang alkalde, maski sindahan na da mag-sponsor. Kaya
Alright.
salamat. Taod-taod, Sir Jam, please give me the time na pasalamat
po.
ang gabus ng sponsors
Yes
kasi bako karaw-karaw ang
Yes
tinabang nila sa event na yun.
Yes, tama. Oras nila ni Tami Attorney and isabay ta po yan. And sa pa din ni Attorney, syempre sabi ka ni ba, sa araw kay ni ka active ka na sa tuyang alkalde na Mayor Isham, makasupog mo na para turog-turog ka sa pangsipan. Dapat sasabayan mo ang
Tama.
ang pagiging energetic ka sa tuyang alkalde,
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
Challenge
We have
ka man, di ba?
Of course, talagang challenge kita sa kahigusan ka sa tuyang alkalde.
Aha.
Kaya kung maiiling ta, puro mga aki ang nakapalibot mo yan kay Mayor. Diba? So may mga edad na yaraon man giraray as advisors para talagang sumuporta as in tumabang pa rin sa tuyang alkalde.
So maduang kita sa detalyas kay ni Tabi Attorney, no? So nyaon sinabi mo na talagang nyaon ang crisis na pinag-consider nindo, but with the help of these sponsors, major sponsors, talagang napagian an sa inyong pag-execute kay ni. So di ba Tabi Mayor sa Mayor's Cup na gigibon and opening at siya na pagkapon na alauna dyan sa ICR, ano ba, libre ba na itataon nindo ang mga uniforms para sa sainda? Wala po sinang babayaran, ano?
Yes, Sir Jam. So with the help of the private sectors and with the budget that we receive from the city, ini pong Mayor's Cup na ini libre po ang upper jersey kan mga players na nag-irintra po. Provided po yan ni Mayor, provided po yan kan city, and then sa mga nag-sponsors po. So shoulder po yan kan the upper jersey of all the barangay teams that participated in this Mayor's Cup, may marireceive po sindang libreng jersey.
Okay, makawat na lang pala si Attorney, ha?
Yes. Tama. Makawat na po sinda. And,
makawat na lang, ha?
Oo, and kung mapapansin mo, Sir Jam, for the past few months,
Apo.
pag naglilibot kami ni Mayor, pag banggi, naiiling mi po, na jump pack ang mga covered courts kan mga barangays.
Talaga.
Talaga.
Jogging ko yan, ha?
Grabe ang preparasyon nila. Kasi talagang this is the pride.
Apo.
One of the pride na paliga digdi sa tuyang syudad pag nag-aabot, pag naglalaog na ang Mayor's Cup.
So, Attorney, anong category mahiling po na Mayor's Cup ngunyan? Anong mahiling tang mga category? Sa,
Yes. Digdi po sa Mayor's Cup, we have 2 sports, ang basketball and volleyball.
Okay.
Punanta po sa basketball. Sa basketball po, we have 12 under 12 category. We have the under 15 category.
Okay.
We have the under 20 category, and we have the open category sa mga male po ini, sa mga kalalakihan. Pag-abot naman po, this is inter-barangay. These 4 categories inter-barangay po ini. Pag-abot naman sa mga kababaihan, dahil dahil naman po ang nagkakarawat ng mga babae sa larangan kan basketball, we also have women open basketball category. Alright? Yeah, and ini pong pigaapod tangon yan, the rising category. Ini po so category kan pigaapod tang 40 above player. Iyo po, sobrang
Kasi nauna kita sa kategorya ngayon, ha?
iyo po, yaon na ako dyan sa kategoryng an. So, nagulat kami kasi ining 40 up category, we have 34 teams na nag-intra. Grabe, talagang sa mga kapitanes so mga barangay kagawads nagbilog sinda, naggawa sinda ki mga 40
Teams.
ang edad na players
40.
na players po para makabilog sinda ka in degree sa 40 up category. That's why we call it as the rising category.
Ano po, Attorney, ining category ini nasa 40 up kasi ngunyan lang ini talagang natawan ki emphasis kasi pag age mo yung 14 ay 40 parang sabi mo laos na nga ako dahil na yan tapos na sa mga 20 na sa na nga ito at mga aki-aki na sa pero mo yung natatawan ki pagkakataon giraray mabuhay giraray sa indang pag basketball ang sa indang kaugman kasi sabi nga ni ball is life
Correct, Sir Jam. Tama ka, Sir Jam. Kaya talagang tinauwanan to po yung importance kasi dito po maiiling mga tugang, Sir Jam. Dito maiiling so mga titos, so mga titota na mga the legends, diba? So mga varsity kan high school, college na dahil na kaya makipagsabayan sa mga kaakian. So binilog ta po ining 40 up kasi talaga actually star-studded po ining mga 40 up teams. Kaya magayon po iniilingon as in maiiling tadig diso sa tuyang mga ina, So sa tuyang mga tita na iyo ini ang pigiiling nindang category, the rising 40 up category.
Wala sa pa attorney, mangligaon digdi sa edad mong 40, imbis na magpapara inom ka, magpapara sugal ka, magpapara kung ano na sa ambisyo, at least madadivert ka, o rubang ka rin ka na at least ngayon. At then ay nagbuburo lang, nagbabasketball na ngayon.
Tama, Sir Jam.
Nagbalik yan
sa ropo yan sa objeto, as in purpose, kunya tayo ginibong 40 up category. And sa ropo pala, Sir Jam, baka bago ko malingawan, the volleyball.
Yeah.
The volleyball sports, igo po kitang category sa volleyball sports, male and female, inter-barangay po. Ayan. So, iyan po ang composition kan sa tuyang first mayor Isham basketball and volleyball tournament.
Pirang teams man po sa 20 under ba?
Alright, sa open category po, we have 67 teams na nag-participate. Pag-abot sa 20
matatapos.
Pag-abot po sa 20 under, igo po kitang 67 teams na nag-participate. Alright, pag-abot po sa under 15, we have 54 teams. And pag-abot po sa under 12 category, we have 27 teams. Alright? And the rising category, again, sabi ko nga kanina, we have 34 teams that participated. Pag-abot po sa volleyball men and women, 50 plus teams din po, each category ang nag-intra. And then sa women's basketball, dakul-dakul din po ini. Nasa 20 plus din po ining women's basketball category. Kaya jump pack po kita, Sir Jump. Jump pack po kita.
Opo. Sige. Attorney, digdi po sa Legazpi, saro po yan sa mga talagang gustong-gusto na mangyari. Kasi kay ito, mailing ta sana, basketball lang. Pero at least ko yan, nag-auna sa volleyball, nag-auna sa 40 up. So, dakol na talagang may consider na sa age bracket na yan, pwede pa pala.
Yes. Aram mo, Sir Jam, in organized meeting, siguro kung dahil lang po kita tinamaan kaning crisis na ini, bako lang siguro basketball and volleyball.
Okay.
Kasi ang satuyang sports coordinator, si Executive Assistant Marion Go, dakulon pa ko ta siyang gustong ilaog. Kasi sabi mi nga ni, tawan tang magayon na pagbukas, as in, let's introduce other sports digdi sa Mayor's Cup. So, hopefully, by next year, pag natapos po ining crisis na ini, so mga ibang sports po, di po kamo maghadit, di po kamo magtampo. Midbid po nindo ang satuyang alkalde. Ang satuyang mayor, gusto niya taonan ki importance and chance, ang gabus na kinds of sports. So, most probably by next year po, bako lang kita basketball and volleyball.
Kasi ngunyan tabi attorney nagpupunang magsikat man ining pickleball.
Tama Sir Jam.
Dakol na ang mga courtman and dakol ang mga enthusiast na nagkakawat na kay ning pickleball.
Correct Sir Jam. Tama po. Pigsaro ini sa consider ming sports pero yung ani ini because of the limited budget that we have. We also have to limit the sports na i-introduce ta po digdi sa Mayor's Cup.
So sa tuyang pagbelta attorney, ini pong sasabi mo na sisa yung mga nasa likod. Kay ni pong sarong triumpo na aktibidad kan LGU, lalong-lalo na ngayon na summer. Ini pong Mayor's Cup 2026. Mga tugang, mabeltada kami, makalis lang ganyan.
Sirang na bagong aga, nagkaantabay na anbano. Suradyong sa tong katiwala, sa katotohan sa Veritas
Adagos ka mo nagantabay sa Veritas TV, oras alas 10:02 nina pagkaaga. Oras na yan atod sa tuya kang Fuji Dance.
Fujidenzo Home and Commercial Appliances. Upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD Inverter Appliances. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fujidenzo. Quality above all.
Oras sa sina katotohanan, true stewardship is not just about managing resources but about using them to build a more just and compassionate world. Yan po ang katotohanan.
Veritas News Alert.
Maray na aga, uwi na po ang pang alas 10 na pagbabareta. Nagluwas kan sa iyang pinakaenat na pahayag si Vice President Sara Duterte kasunod kan mga kontrobersyal na aligasyon hali sa self-confessed bagman na si Ramila Madriaga kung sa ina sa iyang kinontra ang aligasyon unong sa iyang academic performance. Sa iyang pahayag, maigot na pinahimotikan ni Vice President Sara ang aligasyon na siya naghagad ni special na pamor tanganing mapasar sa San Sebastian College of Law. Sigon na sa iyan natapos niya ana sa iyang pag-aadal sa sariling espersos asing na pinili niyang magkaigwa ni na balancing pamumuhay kaysa tutukan ang akademikong kakayahan. Sigon pa sa Vice Presidente, dahil siya mas kinuarin na embelto sa anuman na reklamo unong sa bako matanos na pag-ugali mantanya siya ang nag-ieskwela. Kasabay man sa mga ibinuyagyag ni Madriaga ang subot suporta kan pirang opisyal kan family sa planong pagdalagan ni Duterte sa pagka-presidente kan 2022 asin ang allegasyon na tulos na naubos ang confidential fund sa loob sana ni 24 oras. Maigot naman na pinagbabantayan kan publiko ang mga masunod na pangyayari katakod kan issue mantang pinaghahalat ang dugang na paglilinaw asin na posibleng aksyon hali sa mga nanunungdang ahensyas kang gobyerno. Yan po ang pang alas 10 na pagbabareta. Ako po si Jam Mendoza, Maray na aga.
Veritas News Alert.
Looking for a great dining experience? Come explore the flavors of Bicol at Arang by BFD.
Arang by BFD.
Our menu features fresh, locally sourced ingredients and traditional recipes from the Bicol region. Try our best sellers like Crispy Bicol Express, Crispy Dinuguan, Pork Binagoongan, Chicken Adobo sa Asin, Native Chicken Tinola, Spicy Mango Salad, Crispy Palabo, Sinigang na Salmon Belly, and Rellenong Hipon. We also offer cheesecakes, breads, and premium cakes perfect for dessert or pasalubong. Try our bestsellers like Arang Shitty Brownies, Blueberry Cheesecake, Nutella Cheesecake, Mango Cheesecake, Carrot Peely Cake, Smashed Bread de Pili, Classic Ensaymada, and more. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out or a family dinner, Arang is the perfect place to discover new taste and enjoy a delicious meal. Join us today and taste our delicious dishes. We know you love our unique take on traditional Bicol cuisine. Arang by BFD.
Arang by BFD.
A bit of spice in every bite. Come explore the flavors of Arang by BFD at the ground floor of BFD Building, Purok 2, Barriada Road, Gugon, Legazpi City. Reserve your table today by calling us at 0968-624-5875 or visit the official Facebook page at Arang by BFD.
Heavenly flavors, amazing ambience, only at Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Enjoy your favorite pizza in different heavenly flavors. Plus, there are other special dishes, pasta, chicken, and a whole lot more. Angel's Pizza, located at the ground floor, El Palacio Building, Albay District, Legazpi City. Call or text 0936-925-4955 and 0963-410-5248.
Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Katanungan sa PhilHealth? Abangan ang programang Alagang PhilHealth. Alagang PhilHealth. Magbibigay linaw sa inyong mga tanong kasama ang PhilHealth Regional Office 5. Mapapakinggan at mapapanood tuwing Lunes, alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi, 1008 kHz at DCTV Community Cable, Channel 2. Live din na mapapanood sa official Facebook page ng Radyo Veritas Legazpi. Damang-dama ang benepisyo sa PhilHealth. Alagang PhilHealth.
Bagong Legazpi.
Sige, baltada na kita mga tugang digdipon sa programa nga Bagong Legazpi. So, yan po, pinag-urulayan ni Attorney Consi Morex. Ini po nga magiging opening kan gigibuhon pong Mayor's Cup at dyan po yan alauna dyan sa ICR. So ngunyan balikan ta lang po ang mga detalyas kay ni kasi sa kadakol na teams na na-mention ni Attorney paano ni Attorney sa ina mga magiging venues po kan karawat pong initabi Attorney.
Yes, thank you Sir Jam. So arog kay ni Sir Jam. So ining Mayor's Cup Mayor's Cup po ini after pushing through with this event. Right, after soliciting all the advices, all the help from the different sectors sa tuyang syudad, so we renamed this Mayor's Cup as the Modified Mayor's Cup.
Yun.
Alright, we modify it in the sense that we have to address the present oil gas crisis that we are facing. Mm-hmm. So ang naging issue lang kasi digdi is the transportation po kan mga teams, kan mga barangays going to the venue kung saan po sinda assigned makawat. Okay. Alright? To eliminate po ining transportation issue ini. Diba? Para daing na mamasahe ang satuyang mga teams sa laog kan barangay, we modify this Mayor's Cup by choosing and selecting 3 to 4 venues per district. Okay, kaya sabi nga ni Mayor, kay Puhan, maglakaw na sana ang mga players. Pag ali sa arong ninda, pasiring sa basketball court na sa indang kakawatan. Okay? So for example, Sir Jam, the Northern District.
Yeah.
Sa Northern District po, sinda ang maglalaban-laban ngunyan. Okay? Sa Northern District po, yaon ang covered court kan Barangay Buyuan.
Oh.
Yaon ang covered court kan Barangay Dita. Yaon ang covered court kan Barangay Bigaa, yaon ang covered court kan Barangay Arimbay.
Okay.
Right? And yaon din po ang covered court kan Barangay San Joaquin. So in the Northern District, we have 4 to 5 venues na kakawatan kan mga barangay, Northern Barangay teams. Alright? So kung sa aga, mapuun ang regular games, kaning Mayor's Cup, gagamiton ta po sa aga ang covered court kan Barangay Buyuan. Sa panginginutan po ni Cap Rolando Minya, asin ang sa iyang SK, itinugot po nindang duwa na gamiton kan Mayor's Cup ang sa indang covered court, although igwangani po sindang niya na ongoing na basketball event. But to give way po digdi sa pakawat ni Mayor Isham, tomorrow gagamiton ta po whole day ang Barangay Buyuan basketball covered court na magiging venue kanigabus na Northern Barangay teams. Okay? So, halos maralakaw na lang po ang satuyang mga players. So, na-address ta po digdi ang issue kan transportation kan satuyang mga teams. Okay? Again, for example po, ining Albay District. Pag-abot po sa Albay District,
North kasi to. So, digdi na.
Yes, babakit ng Albay District. Sa Albay District po, we have the Bagong Bayan covered court. Itinugot naman po yan kan punong barangay dyan, kung si Sayman na yan. Alright? You also have the Banyadero covered court sa Tabang po and sa permiso ni saro sa mga matitibay na kapitan si PB Art Marco we were allowed to use their covered court for free. Alright? We also have Barangay 15. So covered court po kan Barangay 15 sa panginginutan ni SK as ni PB punong Barangay Erlim Azotea. They allowed us to use their covered court for free. Kaya salamat. So with these 3 venues sa Albay District, talagang maralakawan na lang ang satuyang mga players pasiring sa designated or appointed venues kan sa indang kawat.
How about ICR tabi Consi?
Ang ICR po, Sir Jam, we will use the ICR. Gabus pong volleyball games, duman pa po gigibuhon. Kasi pag abot kasi sa volleyball, dapat closed door ang venue nindam. And at the same time, so gabus pong magagayon na matches, na match po kan basketball, pagbanggi, duman taman ilalaag. Right? And ini din po na pag-urulayan namin, kantirinase mi po kung arena barangays. Pag nagkakawat, talagang napapano ang nag-iiriling. Okay? And at the same time, data man before na ali, na igong nag-iiriwal or igong nagkakarantsawan, digdita po sinda gigibuhon, digdita po sinda papakawaton sa ICR para talagang talagang igwang designated area ang each barangay and to avoid any commotion, any riots na aramtaman din mangyayari this time. Pero in order to prevent mga arog ka ini pangyayari, so dumanta sinta papakawaton sa ICR para banga talaga and distansyado ang mga crowds, ang mga cheerers and fans kan respective barangays na nagsusuporta. Dahil aramdaman baga Sir Jam na talagang ang mga Ligas Peños very supportive, as in grabe ang pagpayaba, ang pirming gustong dakul mag-iling kan pakawat na ini.
Opo. How about sa South Tabi, Attorney?
Alright, sa Southern District po, we have 3 venues. We have the Taisan Covered Court, we have the San Francisco Covered Court, we have the Umapon Covered Court, and tig-aayos mi na rin po ang Imalnod. Hopefully, magamit na rin po ang Imalnod Covered Court. So we will be having 3 to 4 venues po sa Southern District. Kaya pag maiiling mo, ang venues halos kaya na maglalakaw na lang kan mga players pasiring sa respective venues. And ano ba? Legazpi. Pag-abot pa naman po, Sir Jam, sa Legazpi District, we have the Kalayaan Open Court. We have the Puro Covered Court. We have the
Gregorian, di ba?
Ang Gregorian po, reserved po yan sa mga 12 under. We have the Dap-Dap. Grabe man po ang tabang ni PB Barcelon. So itinugot niya man po na gamiton ang Dap-Dap Covered Court. So again, in every district, we will be having 3 to 5 venues. Kaya dakulang venues, arani sa mga parakawat. So malilimita po ang expenses pag abot sa transportation.
Okay, duwang ano na lang tabi, Attorney, no? Duwang bagay na lang. So paano tabi, Attorney, ang winning teams? Paano sila maglalaban-laban and pira man nagaganaw nila sa Mayor's Cup and after? So paano po nasuporta na ni tabi Mayor na Mayor's Cup?
Alright. So ini pong Mayor's Cup, we modify it. Ang ralaban ta po digdi is per district. We have the Albay District, gabus na Albay teams from barangays to 1 to 18. Sinda ang Albay District, sinda man po ang Makarawat, ang Legazpi District, ang South District and North District. So igwana po ining respective category and then top 2 per category. Ayan po. So in each category magkakaigwa sindang single round robin elimination. Ang every category po is composed of 6 to 7 teams. So sulit naman siguro sa every team na magkaigawang 6 to 7 games sa elimination round. Alright? So after the first round, gabus pong top 2 teams per bracket. Per bracket, ma-advance po sinda sa second round elimination kan sa tuyang Mayor's Cup. Alright? So hanggang papasaday na lang po hanggang sa makuata. So top 8, top 4, and then top 2 na makawat sa championship game.
So, pero po ang kay ni Tony, ang champion?
Ang
prize.
Cash prize. Right. Sa ngunyan po, igwa na po kitang allocated cash prizes. Pero sabi ko nga ni Sir Jam, the pa talaga ma-disclose. Kasi right now, igwa pa nga ni ngunyan pa lang. May nag-message sa kuya after kaning interview napasalamatan ko si TCL, si Fuji Densu, tapos si Willie and Sons, na-mention yung kasubago, nag-text po sa kuya, madagdag pa da asinda. Kaya di mo na ma-disclose. Okay. Pero maugma po kamo. Maugma kamo sa marireceive nitong cash prize kasi midbit naman po ang satuyang alkalde. Talagang maski personal funds niya, pigluluwas niya, pigagamit niya para maulian, para masuklian ang gabus na effort, sacrifices, and expenses kan gabus na teams na ma-intra po digdi sa pakawat na ini.
Opo, attorney, sa natatada tapang 15 minutos bago ito magtapos. So, syempre sa triumpo na aktibidad na ini and sa gabos sa nagyatarabang, syempre, ikaw kitang mga papasalamatan tayo,
Yes,
attorney.
Sir Jam.
So, dahil man po ini magiging araw kayo ni kagayon, kung wala po ang suporta ka na mga initabi, attorney. So, sirisay po ini, attorney.
Thank you, Sir Jam. Thank you, Sir Jam. Sa gabus na Ligas Peños, maugma po akong i-anunsyo sa Indo sa aldaw na ini, natuloy po ang satuyang modified Mayor's Cup 2026. It's not about me, it's not about the committee, it's not about Mayor Isham. Sabi nga ni Mayor Kasubanggi, magpasalamat kita sa mga tao, sa grupo, sa mga korporasyon na nagtabang sa tuya. Bako ini dahil sa kuya bilang alkalde, bako ini dahil sa imo Cup Attorney, Commissioner Amorex, bako ini dahil sa komitibata because that is our work, that is our duty. But ang talagang tawong nasa likod po kaini, gusto ko po, maut ko pong pasalamatan, Sir Jam, ang gabus na SK. Kaiba ang SK Council kan 70 barangays kan sa tuyang syudad. Salamat SKs sa gabus na sakripisyo nindo sa pag-infuse nindo kan sa indong limited funds para matuloy po ang pag-participate kan respective teams nindo. And of course, sa gabus na punong barangays kan 70 barangays kan sa tuyang syudad. Mga Idol Caps, salamat. Salamat sa pagtambang nindo para malawos ta po ining Mayor's Cup na ini despite of the crisis that we are facing now. Salamat because ang satuyang pinaghurulayan, puro lang solusyon and nasa dulo ang cancellation. And of course, sabi ko nga ni Sir Jam, with the limited fund na nakuata po sa city, because talagang kaipuhan ta maglaag ki funding sa mga priority projects and programs ni Mayor Isham, lalo na sa paglaog kaining crisis na ini. Salamat sa MBC Hotel sa pag-provide. Abo na magpa-mention kan pangaran niya sa pag-provide kan sa tuyang celebrity guests na maiiling at siyan na opening kan sa tuyang Mayor's Cup. Alright? And of course, nakulaon pong tabang ang tinao kan Willie and Sons. Salamat boss. Willie and Sons, abo na rin magpangaran, pero Willie and Sons, salamat po. Talagang kung bako dahil sa suporta nindo, wala po ining Mayor's Cup na ini. And of course, yaon man po ang Whirlpool. Salamat Whirlpool, salamat Fuji Densu, salamat TCL, salamat Colin. Grabe ang mga tinauka ini. Big sponsor na tabang digdi sa Mayor's Cup na ini. And of course, salamat po sa Converge. Sir Jam, bako karaw-karaw ang Converge, as in, ang Sky Direct. Bako karaw-karaw ang sa indang tinabang. Cash po ang sa indang pigdonar. And iba pa, nag-provide po sindang free Wi-Fi, internet, at chan. And sa gabusta pong venues, Sir Jam. So gusto po maki-internet during the Mayor's Cup Games sa respective venues from North, South, Albay, and Legazpi District. Yaon po ang internet kan Converge. Libre po iyan na papagamiton sa tuya. Magduman po kamo sa basketball courts. May libre na kamong maiiling na magay na karawat. May libre pa po kamong Wi-Fi internet na ma-experience. And of course, APG Sports Academy. Grabe ang tinabang kaning APG Sports Academy. Salamat, APG Boysen. Grabe rin po. Ang Boysen, iyo ang nagtaong libreng pintura. Nagtao rin po sindang cash prizes. Salamat, Boysen. And of course, ang Davies. Although these are two competitors, pero digdi po sa Mayor's Cup. Nagkasaro po sa obheto ang Boysen tsaka Davies kasi parehas po sindang doon nagtao kidakulaon na papremyo, dakulaon na materyales pag-abot sa paintings digdi sa mga courts na sa tuyang gagamiton. Okay, so dakul pa po Sir Jam. But malingawan ko sa iba, maagad po akong pasensya. We also have the sip water. Sa opening games po ini, gabus pong athletes, gabus pong players, gabus pong barangays na malaog sa ICR, igo po kitang free bottled water from Sip Water. Salamat. And of course, yaon man po ang McDonald's. Salamat. Konsi Alan Ranyola sa tinaumong pasnak, sa gabus na taong nagmatabang ngunya na aldaw na ini. Sa PNP, BFP, PCO, the medical team, the committees, the referees, yaon po ang pasnak kan McDonald's. Salamat, McDonald's. And we also have the Pacific Synergy. Salamat. Sir Jam, dit na lang ini.
Sige po, kailangan.
And of course, yung own style. Di
Yeah.
ko pwede malingawan ng own style sa ababa ng presyo na tinaumo sa mga jersey kan mga players, but the quality remains. Salamat, Ma'am Wina Luna kan on style. Of course, special thanks to Next Stop, P.PH, the Full Brand Creatives, the Innovatronics Incorporation, the Tronics Imaging Center, the Initial Arts, and the CSV Events Flowers Creations. To my committee, to the tourism, salamat kay Sir Marion, kay Sir Bam, kay Edwin Ugaw, kay Rona Nicleo. Sorry, hindi ko po mamimension na rin Gabos, pero from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the heart of Mayor Isham, if not for you guys, di po ini mangyayaring Mayor's Cup na ini. Salamat! And of course, kay Sir Jam sa Radyo Veritas. Thank you for giving us the opportunity, for giving us the time na ma-invite po ini. Siguro, Sir Jam, ini na lang po. Maagad po kaming pasensya because of the capacity kan sa tuyang event, venue, di ita po ma-accommodate maglaog Gabos.
Okay.
Sir Jam, the capacity of ICR is only 5,000 to 5,500. Okay. Nag-inspect na po sa BFP, nag-inspect na po sa medical team, nag-inspect na po sa PNP. We were just allowed na maglaog po, ang capacity is 5,300. The athletes pa lang po from all the categories that will be joining, that will be participating sa Mayor's Cup is already 4,957 players.
Full pack niya.
Alright? Plus
Blockbuster
the
talaga.
SK Council and the punong barangays and the city officials plus the media. Talagang hanggang 5-5 lang po ang kaya tang maakomodaran. Kaya, so mga parents po, ang pwede lang po makasabay is so mga one parent or guardian kan mga under 12 players. Pero so iba po, so mga fans, so mga residentes kan sa indong barangay, maagad po kaming pasensya. Pero naka-live man po ini, mag-idiling na lang po kamo sa live coverage kaining event na ini. As much as we want, si Mayor nga ni, namumundoon. Diba? Kung pwede lang iridalian, padakulaon ng ICR para maakomodar ang gabos na Ligaspeños, why not? Pero hopefully by next year, mas mapadakula tang sa tuyang event para gabos talaga makasabay.
Apo, attorney, so, saro na lang, ano po ang laog mo niyan ka na programa po at siya na pagkahapon kasi nahiling mi man po duman sa posting nindo na magkakaigwa pa po kamo assign kang special guest, may mga programs din kamo and muses, di ba?
Yes.
Competition sa laog tabi attorney.
Yes, Sir Jam. At yan po, ang opening program will start at 1:30 p.m.
Ang parade pa sila ba?
Day na po kitang parade,
Okay.
Sir Jam, para iwasan ta na po ang anuman na aksidente na posibleng mangyari because of the heat, di ba? Because of kainitan kan sa tuyang weather. So we decided na by 12 noon po ma-open na ang ICR and pwede na po maglaog ang gabos na barangay team sa ICR. Alright? So by 1:30 we will start the program. And then ang talagang bida sa opening program na ini po ang sa tuyang Muse competition.
Wow!
Alright, the Muse competition, talagang puspusan. Halos 1 week ang preparation ninda kasi kakaiba po ining gigibuhon kan sa tuyang mga Muse. Alright, this is not an ordinary presentation of the Muse. Just like ang mga naiiling ta po sa ibang paliga, na marampa.
Baka ang lawas kay ni Tabi Attorney, gari pageant na niya, gari mutya ng ibalong na.
Matibay. Big thanks, big salute sa City Tourism. Alright, dahil sindaman ang nagpadalagan ka ini, talagang matibay. Magayon ang sa indang presentation kan sa tuyang Muse competition. And yaon po ang sa tuyang celebrity guest sa daw na ini. Alright, so we have
babae lalaki ba?
Duwang lalaki and sarong babae. Alright, so salamat sa sponsor po na nagpadara kaning 3 celebrity guests.
Okay. Sige, bago kita magpaaram, Sir Marion, kung ano man po ang sa imong mensahe bilang ka man po ang sports coordinator. Okay na? Okay. So, once again, thank you so much, Tabi Attorney, sa imong oras na maipromota ini pong Mayor's Cup 2026 na kasabay po ang sa tuyang mga sponsors and sa cooperation naman kana gabon sa magpun sa SK sa mga barangay officials and mismo sa mga residents and players kana Mayor's Cup. So good luck tabi Mayor and advance congratulations naman.
Salamat.
Okay.
Salamat
Thank you,
Sir Jam sa gabus pong Ligas Peños. Laban po ini.
Yeah.
Kan sa tuyang syudad as in sa tuyang mga barangay. So again, reminder lang sa mga players, kumawat lang po kitang tama, kumawat lang po kitang tultol, and so spirito po kan sportsmanship, data po paglingawan para magkaigwa kitang sarong malinig, sarong magayon na karawat. Salamat Sir Jam. Thank you for this opportunity.
And sana bakoy ni tabi attorney na magiging first mo digdi sa Samuya sa programa, and sana maging regular ka na din angkor digdi.
Salamat Sir Jam. If you see something in me, baka ma-develop mo po. Salamat.
Thank you. Good luck po.
Thank you.
Okay, so yan po mga katiwalaan programa kan sarong naman na episode kan programang Bagong Legaspi. Sa ginaray, magsarbahin kita sa Sabado, digdi po sa programa. Ako po si Jam Mendoza together with Attorney Consular, Attorney Amorex. Mga tugang, salamat sa saindo and Diyos Marinaga.
Bagong Legaspi.
Napasaindo ang programang nagtataonin mararahay na impormasyon, edukasyon asin aksyon. Bagong Legaspi. Sa Sabado liwat ang tabayan sa parehong oras asin istasyon. Salamat kan sa indong pag-antabay.
Bagong Legaspi.
Have you thought about where you want to go to college?
Not really. I'm still exploring my options. Any suggestions?
Well, DWCL offers a wide range of opportunities to really dive into what you love.
Divine Word College of Legazpi is a Catholic higher education institution that guarantees you that you will receive the necessary support and direction to navigate your career paths.
DWCL fosters 21st century competencies such as critical thinking,
communication and collaboration,
creativity, and character,
preparing you for the complexities of the 21st century.
Wow, that sounds incredible. What about the community?
Our school community offers opportunities for you to pursue a career marked with values of excellence,
professionalism,
service,
Christ-centeredness,
justice, peace, and integrity of creation.
For inquiries, please visit the Admissions, Guidance, and Testing Center or check out our website dwc-legaspi.edu and our Facebook page at Divine Word College of Legazpi.
You may also contact us at telephone numbers 480-2148 or 480-3108 or at mobile number 0967-206-7429.
What are you waiting for? Enroll now and embark in a journey of success.
Divine Word College of Legazpi. Your success,
our word.
Spiritual na gawain, pagsimba at pananalangin, kasama sa adhikain, upang Diyos ang gagabay sa atin. Tayo nang magkaisa, sama-samang lutasin ang problema sa SEDP. Dito ka na. SEDP, simbang sa pag-asenso, nagbibigay serbisyong totoo. SEDP, dito na tayo. SEDP, dito na tayo.
I seek health and hygiene for my family. I'm chasing after something more important than money and promotion. True joy when you cross the finishing line with your new running partner. The world has changed. Your scents have changed too. At Whirlpool, with 6 Sense technology, we sense what truly matters. Whirlpool, with 6 Sense technology, sensing what matters today.
Making your world a little easier.
Antabayan ang bagong programa sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi as in Veritas TV. Hatod kan gobyerno probinsyal kan Albay sa pamamayo ni Albay Governor Noel Rosal. Albay in My Heart. Sarong oras na programa pano nin mga impormasyon gikan sa Kapitolyo Probinsyal kan Albay. Albay in My Heart. Mahatod nin mga akomplisymento, update asin ni Bapa. Albay in My Heart. Kada aldaw ni Huwebes, alas 10 hasta alas 11 ang pagkaaga. Live na madadangod sa Radyo Veritas Legazpi, 1008 kHz. Mahihiling sa Veritas TV, DCTV Channel 2, as in Radyo Veritas Legazpi, official Facebook page. Albay in My Heart.
Satong katiwala sa katotohan sa bareta sa pagtabang sa kapwa.
Ini ang Veritas Legazpi, Radyo Asin TV, Katiwala sa katotohanan.
There's an either-or in regard to Jesus. Either he is who he says he is, or he's a bad man. What's ruled out is the middle ground that a lot of people take today, which is, well, I don't think he's God, but he's a very interesting, inspiring religious teacher. Actually, he's not. Actually, he's sort of a dangerous, strange figure. So, as he himself said, either you're with me or you're against me. Either you gather with me or you scatter. He compels a choice the way no other religious founder does. all begins really with a joke. The essence of humor is the coming together of opposites, the meeting of incongruous things. The central claim of Christianity is that God became human. God became one of us, taking to himself a human nature. And to make the humor even more acute, God didn't first appear in some great cultural center. He didn't appear in Rome. He didn't appear in Athens or Babylon. He appeared here in Bethlehem. Even today, a simple, humble place, even more so in Jesus' time. St. Paul said of Jesus, though he was in the form of God, Jesus did not deem equality with God something to be grasped. Rather, he emptied himself and took the form of a slave. The master of the universe became, out of love, our slave. And the joke is marvelously on us. Jesus grew up in obscurity. We know almost nothing about the first 30 years of his life, except that most likely he was trained as a carpenter. He was not a member of a rabbinic school. He was not a scribe or Pharisee or a temple priest. He was, if you will, a layman. But he emerged on the scene around the year 30 AD in the most extraordinary way. In the hills of Galilee, this carpenter began to preach with an unprecedented and unnerving boldness, claiming personal authority over the Torah itself, which was the divine law that was considered the court of final appeal for any faithful rabbi. He also performed great miracles of healing and demonstrated a mastery over the very forces of nature. The Gospels tell us that the crowds came at him from all sides, most of them wondering just who this man was. One of my great fears is that Jesus becomes domesticated. So he's nice, gentle figure. I understand his moral teaching. He's like many other figures. And then I probably forget about him because he's like everybody else. He's an echo of a lot of other spiritual figures. And the minute that happens, then the whole thing falls apart. Jesus was, in his own lifetime, and then after the resurrection, he was a deeply disconcerting figure. He was a subversive figure. And so I want to recover that. At a certain point, after his emergence on the public scene, Jesus traveled with his disciples to the far northern reaches of the Promised Land, to the region of Caesarea Philippi, near the present-day Golan Heights. Today, one can see the ruins of a temple to the god Pan that stood on this site in Jesus' day. It was here that he asked them a very peculiar question. And that question was, who do people say that I am? Jesus didn't ask, what do people think of my teaching? Or what impression am I making? Reasonable enough questions. He asked, who do people say that I am? It'd be hard to imagine another great religious founder asking such a question. The Buddha wouldn't focus on himself, and I say it to his credit. He would say, there's a way I've discovered, I want you to know it. Muhammad wouldn't focus on himself. He'd say, there's a revelation I've received, I want you to know it. Confucius wouldn't say it's about me. He'd say it's about this path that I found. Then there's Jesus. His question is, who do you say that I am? The whole gospel really hinges on this point. Jesus' identity personally is what it's about. Because throughout the Gospels, he consistently speaks and acts in the very person of God. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus says, "Unless you love me more than your very life, more than your mother and father, you're not worthy of me." You might imagine a religious teacher saying, "Unless you love God more than your very life." But to say, "Unless you love me more than the highest goods in the world?" Jesus says to the paralyzed man, "My son, your sins are forgiven." Right away, the bystanders say, "Who does this man think he is? Only God can forgive sins." Now, here's the point. Jesus compels a choice the way no other religious founder does. Either you're with me, he said, or you're against me. Do you see why? If he is who he says he is, then we have to give our whole life to him. If he is God, then he must be the center of our lives. If he's not who he says he is, he's not a good man. He's a dangerous, misguided fanatic. Jesus, more than any other figure, more than any other religious founder, compels us to make a choice. There's a strange passage in the 10th chapter of Mark's Gospel that's rarely commented upon. Jesus and his disciples are making their way from Galilee in the north to Jerusalem in the south. Mark says this, "And they were going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus went before them. And they were amazed, and as they followed, they were afraid." This obscure fragment is, I think, very telling. One might be intrigued by a religious teacher. One might be captivated by a spiritual leader. But amazed and afraid? Then we recall that in the Old Testament, awe and fear are two standard responses to God. Having grasped this uniqueness of Jesus, we can begin to look at his preaching and action with greater understanding. He was God in the flesh, Yahweh moving among his people. Jesus is strange. You know, I'm going to resist the tendency to domesticate him and turn him into, he's like, an ancient Deepak Chopra, who had interesting spiritual insights, and the gospel writers told these kind of cool stories to exemplify that. I think he was strange. And so people saying they were amazed and afraid. I don't think anyone's really amazed and afraid of Deepak Chopra. They might find him insightful and helpful, but I doubt they're amazed and afraid. But when someone takes 5 loaves and 2 fish and feeds 5,000, that's a little scary. And I think if we domesticate Jesus too much, we take away that dimension from him. They were intensely interested in the fact that Jesus drove out demons, that he performed miracles, that he healed people, even like the calming of the storm at sea. When that's over, they say, who is this? Who is this man who can calm the... I mean, they knew all about spiritual gurus. They all had rabbis and teachers and insightful people. But he was so far beyond that. Who is this who's calming the sea? The ancient Israelites ardently expected that Yahweh would accomplish 4 great things. He would gather and shepherd his people. He would purify the holy temple in Jerusalem. He would overcome the enemies of Israel. And he would reign as the Lord of the nations. What startled the first followers of the Lord was that Jesus himself accomplished precisely these things, but in the most unexpected way. I'm standing by the shore of the Sea of Galilee. I'm in Jesus' home country. It's in these hills here that he preached for the first time. And his theme was simple and direct. The kingdom of God is at hand. Now, oceans of ink have been spilled over the centuries by scholars trying to explain what kingdom of God meant. It might be good to ask, what did people in these hills understand by that term? They would have understood the tribes are being gathered. Throughout the Old Testament, God is portrayed as a great gathering force. God forms a people, Israel, after his own heart, and then endeavors to use the Israelites as a magnet to gather the rest of the nations. How did Jesus, Yahweh in the flesh, do this? He practiced open table fellowship, inviting to his festive meals sinners, prostitutes, tax collectors, the sick, and the forgotten. He was not simply exemplifying the virtue of inclusivity. He was Yahweh gathering in his people. This also explains why he healed so many. In the society of his time, physical illness was construed as a kind of curse. And in many cases, sickness or deformity prevented one from worshiping with the rest of the community. Curing the blind, the deaf, the lame, and the leprous, Jesus was Yahweh binding up the wounds of his people and restoring them to communion. Jesus turned upside down many of the social conventions of his time and place. In the Palestine of the first century, men didn't speak to women publicly, but Jesus spoke openly to the woman at the well. A pious Jew of that time would have been rendered ritually unclean by touching a dead body. But Jesus touches the dead body of the daughter of Jairus as he raises her back to life. In Jesus' time, as in ours, places of honor were sought at public banquets. But Jesus told his disciples to take the lowest places. All of this was in service of building up the kingdom, gathering in the tribes. Down at one of the most sacred places on the planet, the Temple Mount, sacred to Jews and Christians and Muslims. It is such a holy place because for 1,000 years, right in that spot where now you see the beautiful Muslim sanctuary of the Dome of the Rock, on that spot was the great temple to Yahweh, the God of the Israelites. It was the center of Israelite liturgical, religious, cultural life. Well, to that place, at the climax of his life, came Jesus. He took a rope of cords, the gospel said, and he drove out the money changers, turned over the tables, and then he said, I will tear down this place and in 3 days rebuild it. Well, it would be hard to imagine in our terms what this was like, because religion, society, culture were so tightly bound in Jesus' time. This was upsetting everything. This was the most radical sort of thing you could do, and it's probably what led most directly to Jesus' crucifixion. Well, what in the world was he doing? What did these words mean? To understand it more fully, we have to understand what the temple meant. Once again, we recall that ancient Israel expected Yahweh to cleanse the temple, to gather his people into right praise. A simple but very significant spiritual teaching is this: we become what we worship. We conform ourselves to what we consider the highest good. God wanted his people to praise him so that they might become like him. This is why the Jerusalem temple, the place where Yahweh was worshipped, was so central to ancient Israel. The hope was that all the nations of the world would be attracted to God precisely through the right worship of the Israelites. The prophet Isaiah put it this way: "The mountain of the Lord of hosts will be raised above the other mountains, and to it all people will stream." But the Israelites fell again and again into the worship of false gods. Sometimes the gods of the surrounding nations, but also the gods of wealth, power, nationalism, and pleasure. And this is why the great prophets continually summon the nation back to the worship of the true God. The false worship of Israel came to be symbolized for the prophets in the corruption of the Jerusalem temple. Ezekiel imagined that God's glory had left his temple and would one day return when the place was purified. And when it did, water would flow from its side for the renewal of the world. Now we can begin to understand some of Jesus' enigmatic sayings and actions in regard to the temple. When he said in reference to himself, "You have a greater than the temple here," he was designating himself as the new place of worship, as the temple where divinity and humanity meet. When he cleansed the temple, he was not simply a 1960s-style radical railing against the establishment. He was pronouncing judgment on the old temple and establishing himself as the new place of right praise. In John's Gospel, Jesus specifies that after destroying the old temple, he would, in 3 days, rebuild it. He was referring to the temple of his body. After Jesus' crucifixion, when the Roman soldier pierced Jesus' side, blood and water flowed out. This represents the fulfillment of Ezekiel's great prophecy, that when the glory of Yahweh would return to the temple, water would flow from its side for the restoration of the world. Probably the main point to realize is that Jesus himself is the new temple. He says, I'll tear down this old one and in 3 days rebuild it, talking about the temple of his own body. So Jesus, risen from the dead and now the Lord of the church, remains the place of right praise. Jesus is himself pure. Now the church participates in that. The church shares in the lordship of Jesus. And so in its sacraments, in its saints, in its essential structures, the church also remains pure, the place of right praise. But the church is also made up of sinful human beings. So up and down the centuries, you're going to see lots of bad behavior, lots of corruption, lots of negativity. Paul says we hold this treasure in earthen vessels. So the treasure is Christ, who himself is the new temple. The treasure are the sacraments, the liturgy, the saints, but they're held in these weak, fragile vessels. That's where the corruption comes in. And yes, that church always needs to be cleansed. And it's Christ operating within the church who effectively cleanses it. One of the most evocative themes in the Old Testament is the portrayal of God as a warrior. Yahweh fights against the enemies of Israel. Nevertheless, Israel was not the supreme nation of the world. On the contrary, it was, in the course of its history, enslaved by Egypt, attacked by the Philistines, exiled by the Assyrians and the Babylonians, overrun by the Greeks and the Romans. And so Israelites began to dream that one day God would definitively battle the enemies of the nation and make it the dominant power in the world. And so we shouldn't be the least bit surprised that when Jesus comes, speaking and acting in the very person of God, he comes to fight. But what a strange warrior he was. Our first glimpse of Jesus the fighter is at Bethlehem, in the stable over which the Church of the Nativity stands today. The Christmas story is not just a charming tale we tell to children. It's full of this motif of Jesus the warrior, the one who's come to fight. C.S. Lewis, the great English writer, said that Jesus came so quietly in this unobtrusive way because he was meant to slip clandestinely behind enemy lines. If we look in Luke's account of the Nativity, we see these warrior motifs quite clearly. How does that story open up? By invoking two of the most powerful people of the time. It said, while Quirinius was the governor of Syria, and when Caesar Augustus was the king of the world, a census was called. Quirinius, Caesar Augustus, two of the most prominent, powerful people in the ancient world. Well, that's how you'd expect great poems and stories in the ancient world to begin, by invoking the high and mighty. But then St. Luke pulls the rug out from under us because he says, my story is not primarily about them. My story is about this little couple making their way from one dusty outpost of Augustus' empire to another, about Mary and Joseph coming here to Bethlehem. And the story will unfold now as a tale of two emperors, Augustus in Rome, and the true and new emperor, Christ Jesus. We hear that Mary came to Bethlehem, to this place. There was no room at the inn. So he was born in a cave, a stable, with the animals around him. Who was the best protected person in the ancient world? It had to be Caesar Augustus in Rome. But the true emperor, the new emperor, arrives unprotected. Imagine a newborn baby, too weak even to hold up his own head, and now wrapped up in swaddling clothes. Can you imagine an image of greater weakness, vulnerability? Who'd be the most powerful person in the ancient world? Caesar Augustus in Rome. The new emperor, the true emperor, is not powerful in that worldly way, but someone who's willing to be wrapped up and vulnerable in love. Who was the best fed person in the ancient world? It had to have been Caesar Augustus. Snap his fingers, get any sensual pleasure he wanted. And most of us would think that's essential to the good life. But the true emperor, the new emperor, is not one who is fed, but who becomes food for the world, placed in that manger where the animals eat. One more detail from that story. We hear that an angel appeared to shepherds in these hills surrounding Bethlehem. Don't get romantic about the angels. The typical reaction to an angel in the Bible was fear. Imagine this reality from another dimension, this higher power suddenly breaking into this world. Fear is the proper reaction. The angel announces the good news, and then it says, with that angel there appeared a stratias of angels. We often translate that word as host, but that word means army. Our words strategy and strategic come from that. With that angel there appeared an army of angels. Who had the biggest army in the ancient world? Caesar Augustus, which is why he was able to dominate it. You see what Luke is saying? His army is nothing compared to the army of this baby king, this stratias, this army of angels, who will fight not with the puny weapons of the world, but will fight with courage and with justice and with nonviolence. But the baby king has got the bigger army. There's a line in the prophet Isaiah that says when the Messiah comes, it'll be like Yahweh bearing his holy arm. That meant rolling up his sleeve and bearing his powerful arm for conquest. Here's a great detail. That holy arm of Yahweh is the arm of the baby Jesus coming out of the crib. Who would have expected the power of God to arrive in that way? But the battle that begins here, this lining up of the two emperors, comes to its fulfillment on the cross. And it's there that this baby king, now come of age, will engage in his final battle. Part of the poetry of the Bible is that God is so unexpected. That God is love. That's a strange message. That's not a common message at all. That God would be powerful and lordly and judgmental, that seems much more natural. That God is love and therefore self-emptying. That God would come as a child as part of the grace and poetry of Christianity. They got that. The first Christians saw that. And they kind of delighted, I think, in the poetry and the paradox of it. On Palm Sunday, Jesus entered the Holy City hailed as the Son of David. He came as a Davidic warrior. Then, as we saw, he went up to the temple precincts, and there he picked a fight. As Holy Week unfolded, it's as though all the powers that had opposed him from the time of his birth came out in full force to meet him. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem is built over the very sites of the crucifixion and burial of Jesus. It commemorates and preserves, therefore, the battlefield where Jesus the warrior engaged in his ultimate struggle. When you read those densely textured passion narratives in the Gospels, you see all forms of human dysfunction on display. Jesus is met by hatred, by denial, by betrayal, by violence, by stupidity, by institutional injustice, by incomparable cruelty. It's as though all of human darkness comes out to meet him. And here on Mount Calvary, he does this final battle. But he responds not with more violence. Rather, he allows all of this darkness to wash over him. He takes upon himself the sins of the world. And he says, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. It's as though on the cross, Jesus interrupts that terrible play of violence and counter-violence, of vengeance and counter-vengeance, which has bedeviled the human race from the beginning. It's as though God the Father takes that cross and he puts it in the works to interrupt this terrible process. Jesus takes away the sins of the world, and that's how he fights. Prevents us from saying that Jesus wasn't simply a failed revolutionary, an inspiring idealist, but, as Albert Schweitzer said, ground under by the wheel of history. What prevents us from saying that is the stubborn and unnerving fact of the resurrection. The New Testament scholar N.T. Wright says, simply from an historical standpoint, it's practically impossible to explain the emergence of Christianity as a messianic movement apart from the resurrection. If you wanted the clearest indication that someone was not the Messiah of Israel, it would be his death at the hands of Israel's enemies. We've seen the Messiah was supposed to gather the tribes. He was supposed to lead the nation and defeat the enemies of Israel. Therefore, the clearest indication possible that someone was not the Messiah was that he was crucified by the Romans. In the year 132, Bar Kokhba led a revolution. Many said he was the Messiah. They minted coins saying year 1 of Bar Kokhba. His revolution was put down. He was put to death by the Romans, and nobody thinks he is the Messiah. But yet these first Christians proclaim precisely that. Paul says, Jesus Christos, simply his Greek version of Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus the Messiah. The first disciples went to their deaths. They went to the ends of the world proclaiming that he is the Messiah of the Jews. How can you explain that apart from this fact of the resurrection of Jesus from the dead? Far too many contemporary scholars try to explain away the resurrection. Oh, it's a myth, it's a legend, it's a symbol, it's a sign that Jesus' cause goes on, that he's a great man who now lives with God. Come on. Nobody in the first century would have found any of that the least bit convincing. Can you imagine Paul tearing into Corinth and saying, I want to proclaim a dead man who's very inspiring? No one would have taken him seriously. Instead, what Paul said in Corinth over and over again was anastasis, anastasis, resurrection, resurrection. That was the first great Christian message. The Gospels tell us that the risen Jesus appeared to the disciples in the upper room. He did two things. First, he showed his wounds. Don't forget what the sin of the world did. But then he says, Shalom, peace. This is the peace that the world can't give. God's love is more powerful than our greatest enemies, which are sin and death. This is precisely why Paul, once he had seen the risen Christ, could say, I am certain that neither death nor life, Neither angels nor principalities, neither height nor depth nor any other power can ever separate us from the love of God. How does Paul know that? Because we killed God. And God returned in forgiving love. You're seeing the installation of the Latin Patriarch, so the one who's the bishop of this church, which in some ways is the mother church of all of Christianity, Jerusalem, and that they're marching in this military way into this church of nonviolence. So Jesus the warrior won his battle, but by fighting sin and death. And so it's kind of beautiful and appropriate that we accompany that with a military march, but it's not the customary manner. It's this new way of fighting that was won right here on this spot. Yeah, I just love that image of Jesus the warrior because he's a weird warrior. He's a very unusual warrior, not in the expected way, but he's come to fight. He's come to fight the power of evil and the power of violence, the power of hatred. And the great revelation is that he fights with the weapon of the cross. And he's, there's this mano a mano with Pontius Pilate going on. And we saw that from the very beginning. It's Jesus and the Roman emperor kind of going mano a mano. And at the end, Pilate thinks he's won. But in fact, it's Pilate who's been overwhelmed by the power of the cross. And that's proclaimed all over the world whenever the cross is held up. Because a cross? Why would you hold up a cross? If you're in the first century, you're holding up a cross, they think you're out of your mind. They think that you're a lunatic. You're holding up this brutal instrument of torture. But that's just the irony. It's an in your face. And it's a taunt. It's a taunt. Like, you think that scares us? You think we're afraid of that? The whole world's afraid of that. That's the most frightening thing you can imagine. And we're saying, I'm not afraid of it, because God's conquered it. Of the resurrection, the first Christians understood that there was a new king of the nations. They therefore saw their task as announcing this fact to all the world. If someone today had a message that he wanted to get out as widely as possible, he would head for New York or Los Angeles or London. The first believers in Jesus went, with a similar hope, to Rome. In the Roman Forum stands the Arch of Titus, which was built to commemorate the destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans in 70 AD. You can see on the inside of the arch a depiction of Roman soldiers carrying the menorah from the temple. Those soldiers and those who made the arch probably thought that's the end of the Jewish religion. That's the end of the God of Israel. The supreme irony was that at that very moment, as people like Peter and Paul and their Christian companions came here to Rome, the God of Israel was coming in the person of Jesus to Rome, and through Rome to all the world. St. Paul, once he had seen the risen Christ, understood this immediately. And that's why in all of his letters we find this phrase, Jesus Kyrios, Jesus is the Lord. Now, to us, that sounds like a rather bland spiritual statement. But in Jesus' time, those were fighting words. Because a watchword of the era was, Kaiser Kyrios. Caesar is the Lord. Caesar's the one to whom final allegiance is due. The message Paul had to the world was, no, not Caesar. Jesus Kyrios. Jesus is the Lord. On the slopes of the Capitoline Hill, St. Mark lived. And Mark wrote around the year 70 the first gospel. It was written a few years after Mark's friends, Peter and Paul, had been brutally put to death. And Mark wrote this in the opening line of his gospel. The good news about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Again, it sounds spiritual enough to us, but those two were fighting words. Euangelion, that's the Greek he used. Glad tidings was a word used to describe an imperial victory. When Caesar won a great battle, he sent messengers ahead with the word Euangelion. There's good news about this victory. See what Mark is saying and how subversive it was. The real good news hasn't a thing to do with Caesar. It has to do with someone that Caesar put to death and that God raised from the dead. It has to do with Jesus Christ. And then, just to rub it in, he calls him Huios Tuteu, the Son of God. That was an imperial title. Caesar was the Son of God. Mark is saying not Caesar, but rather Christ. And imagine now, he's in the belly of the beast. He's in the heart of the empire that killed his friends. And he says these subversive, revolutionary things. In the April of 2005, Pope Benedict XVI was elected. He came out here on the front loggia of St. Peter's, and then gathering around him came all the cardinals who had just elected him. The cameras caught the remarkably pensive expression of Francis Cardinal George of Chicago. When Cardinal George got home, the reporters asked him, "What were you thinking of as you were looking out from the loggia of St. Peter's?" Here's what he said. He said, "I was gazing over toward the Circus Maximus, toward the Palatine Hill, where the Roman emperors once reigned, where they looked down upon the persecution of Christians. And I thought, where are their successors? Where's the successor of Julius Caesar? Where's the successor of Marcus Aurelius? And finally, who cares? But if you want to see the successor of Peter, he's standing right next to me, smiling and waving at the crowds." Jesus Christ is Lord. That means Caesar isn't Lord. That means none of Caesar's descendants are Lord. Jesus Christ, risen from the dead, is the one to whom we owe final allegiance.
And so Jesus fulfilled the 4 tasks of the Messiah. He gathered the tribes. He cleansed the temple. He dealt with the enemies of Israel. And now he is reigning as Lord of the nations. Yeah, I'm always moved when I come in here to the Colosseum. I always think we won. That this was a place where Christians, not the earliest Christians, this didn't exist till the 2nd century, but in later persecutions, Christians were tortured to death here in this place. See, the spiritual is always more powerful than what's in the world. It doesn't seem that way. It always looks like we can handle that. Like Pius the 12th, said something critical of Stalin, and Stalin said, Pius the 12th, how many divisions does he have? Well, of course, the great irony is the successor of Pius XII defeated the successor of Stalin, and without a single division, but with the power of the Spirit. And that's what this place, to me, sort of speaks. Every Good Friday, the Pope comes in here carrying the cross. Because the cross was the symbol of Roman power. It meant, if you cross us, pun intended, that's where we'll put you. That's how secular power tends to maintain itself, through threats of violence. But then we use the symbol of the cross to taunt Rome and all of Rome's successors, because from that cross came forth the victory of God, which is a victory of nonviolence and compassion and love and forgiveness. And that's more powerful than anything in the world, because that's the power by which the world was created. God made the world not in violence, but in love. And so love is always more enduring and powerful than hatred, even though it seems otherwise. That's the great lesson of the church.
Veritas Legazpi, Radyo Asing TV, Katiwala sa katotohanan.
Veritas News Alert.
Inaaga mga katiwala ulo po ang barata sa oras na ini hatod sa tuya kan RRS Marketing. Kinonfirmar ni Migrant Worker Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak na nasa 4,600 na mga Filipino seafarers ang apektado kan gera sa Middle East. Sigun kay Kakdak, ang mga nasabing Pinoy crew members ang sakay kang nasa 500 na mga barko. Siniguro man ni Kakdak na may pakikipag-ugnayan sinda sa Department of Foreign Affairs tangani na ma-assist ang mga apektadong mga Pinoy seafarers. Mientras tanto, kinonfirmar ni Kakdak na kadakol pa manggirare ng mga overseas Filipino workers sa Middle East ang naghagad din repatriation, lalo nata mahaloy pa bago makabawi ang ekonomiya kan mga nasyon na apektado kan gera sa presente. Yan po ang barata sa oras na ini. Hatod sa tuya kan RRS Marketing. Ako po si Dance Alta.
Veritas News Alert.
Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Nurture your Catholic life. Visit Vita Católica Bookstore for your books and souvenirs, religious items, and liturgical supplies needs. Visit Vita Católica Bookstore. Vita Católica Bookstore with a selection of different inspirational books, Bibles, children's books, novenas, vestments, catechetical books, mass cards, neo books, shirts, rosaries, pins and medals, images of saints, and others. Vita Católica Bookstore is located at the ground floor, El Palacio Building, Albay District, Legazpi City. For inquiries, message them on Facebook. Vita Católica Bookstore, an outlet of the Diocesan Multimedia Services Incorporated, Diocese of Legazpi. Heavenly flavors, amazing ambience, only at Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Angel's Pizza. Enjoy your favorite pizza in different heavenly flavors. Plus, there are other special dishes, pasta, chicken, and a whole lot more. Angel's Pizza, located at the ground floor, El Palacio Building, Albay District, Legazpi City. Call or text 0936-925-4955 and 0963-410-5248. Getting married this year? Planning for a birthday party? Organizing an event for your company? Bicol Food Delights Catering Services is your one-stop solution for your upcoming events. From venue, coordination, and events host, we got it covered for you. At Bicol Food Delights, we also cater events of all sizes, specializing in wedding, corporate events, and parties. We've got the best menu for your events, like crispy Bicol Express, braised pork ribs in white sauce, cheesy baked lasagna, chili beef tinutungan, BFD fried chicken, and more. We also offer service contract and tables and chair rentals at affordable prices. Bicol Food Delights Catering Services is located at the second floor of BFD Building, Purok 2, Barriada, Barangay 38, Gugun, Legazpi City, in front of Kalayaan Park. For more inquiries, you can call us at 0919-094-2572 or 0927-353-4407, or you can visit us at our official Facebook page at Bicol Food Delights Catering Services. Bicol Food Delights Catering Services. Great food, delightful service.
Fujidenzo believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fujidenzo? Just like families and companies trusting Fujidenzo, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD inverter appliances. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fuji Denso. Quality above all. Fuji Denso, quality above all.
Abangan kada aldaw nin Domingo, alas 2 hasta alas 3:30 nin hapon. Kailiba ang seasoned broadcast journalist, Professor Seth Di Matera. Repaso, asin reparo. Maripaso kan mga importanteng pangyayari kan semana. Mariparo kan mga issue sa lado lokal, nasyonal, asin istoryang pangkinabay. Repaso, asin reparo. Repaso, asin reparo. Pagtaong tuon sa mga mainit na istorya na pinag-urulayan na pwede makaapektar sa buhay-buhay kan komunidad. Pirming sabayan, antabayan. Repaso, asin reparo. Kada Domingo, alas 2 hasta alas 3:30 nin hapon. Kailiba si Professor Seth Di Matera. Repaso, asin reparo.
Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Diday ko, diday ko, diday ko, diday ko, diday ko, sa albay, sa tuyang, bistuhon na siya. Sarong babaeng matinabang, madangog sa mga inagrangay man. Si diday ko ang sagot dyan, diday ko sa mataong serbisyo sa edukasyon at turismo. Maging sa salud, seniors, women's at youth. Abay mahal ko yung si diday ko. Diday ko, diday ko, Stable and tested rural bank, leading and continually growing.
Kamalig Bank, rural banking with confidence. This is Kamalig Bank.
The bank that truly works for you. Kamalig Bank, rural banking with confidence.
Municipal Rural Bank of Nabwa is now Kamalig Bank Nabwa branch. Let's redefine banking.
Have a bright future and see the world for free. Enroll at Mariners Polytechnic College's Foundation, the premier maritime institution in the Bicol region, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and manned by highly qualified personnel to ensure your global quality education and training. Mariners Polytechnic College's Foundation, Rawis, Legazpi City. For more information, see the registrar or call telephone numbers 482-0997 or log on to www.mariners.edu.ph.
Gardusi po ang inyong punong barangay. Masaya po kung nabisita tayo ng DOH para sa MMR vaccination na pangontra sa tigdas, beke at German measles para sa mga sanggol sa ating barangay. Nais kong himukin ang iba pang mga magulang na pabakunahan na ang inyong mga anak para masiguro natin na sila ay ligtas sa anumang vaccine preventable diseases. Tandaan, wais pagkumpleto ang bakuna at ang wais ay laging ligtas. Paalala mula sa DOH Bicol Center for Health Development.
Getting married this year? Planning for a birthday party? Organizing an event for your company? Bicol Food Delights Catering Services is your one-stop solution for your upcoming events. From venue, coordination, and events host, we got it covered for you. At Bicol Food Delights, we also cater events of all sizes, specializing in wedding, corporate events, and parties. We've got the best menu for your events, like crispy Bicol Express, braised pork ribs in white sauce, cheesy baked lasagna, chili beef tinutungan, BFD fried chicken, and more. We also offer service contract and tables and chair rentals at affordable prices. Bicol Food Delights Catering Services is located at the second floor of BFD Building, Purok 2, Barriada, Barangay 38, Gugun, Legazpi City, in front of Kalayaan Park. For more inquiries, you can call us at 0919-094-2572 or 0927-353-44 or you can visit us at our official Facebook page at Bicol Food Delights Catering Services. Bicol Food Delights Catering Services. Great food, delightful service.
Whirlpool simplifies daily life with innovative appliances for laundry, cooking, and cooling. And at the heart of it all is the Whirlpool refrigerator, helping to keep your food fresh and your kitchen running smoothly day and night. With Whirlpool Zen Inverter technology, it cools efficiently and saves energy. Whirlpool, American innovation that works for your lifestyle. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
Brand new appliances ba ang hinahanap mo? 3 letters lang ang lagi mong tatandaan. RRS.
RRS Marketing.
Sa RRS Marketing, we offer appliances from washing machines, TVs, aircons, refrigerators, at marami pang iba. Ranging from the biggest brand names like Sharp, TCL, Haier, EZY, Skyworth, Panasonic, Carrier, Fujidenso, Whirlpool, Hisense, Marks of Canada, Technic, Technogas, Condura, Kelvinator, American Home, and Astron. Nag-offer din kami ng big discounts on straight cash payments. At kulang ka ba sa budget? Don't you worry. We offer credit card installments at in-house financing sa RRS Marketing. We also offer free delivery service within the 6-kilometer radius of Legazpi City and Daraga. At nag-offer din kami ng delivery charge na sobrang affordable para sa budget mo. Visit RRS Marketing at Quezon Avenue, Legazpi City, kaharap lang ng Ayala Malls, Legazpi. You can call or text us at 0917-876-0041 or email us at rrs_Legazpi@yahoo.com. Appliances pa kamo? Yes na yes sa RRS!
Ini ang Veritas Legaspi, radyo